When the values of sports cards boomed like crazy, coinciding with government-provided stimulus checks, there was a lot of people who entered the hobby with the same mindset and mentality that inspires people to figure out passive income streams, side hustles, and/or money-making side jobs. And for a number of months, as the card market values only continued to increase, people who approached sports cards with this kind of mentality likely did quite well from the financial side of things. But things have changed. If you explore through CardHedge or Market Movers or any of these different data tools, which tracks the ongoing value changes of tens of thousands of different sports cards, for almost any card you look up, you're going to see a steep increase in sales price from sometime in 2020 up through early 2021. This meant that almost any card you bought could be sold a few days or weeks later, and you'd be able to make a profit on it. Almost any retail sports card product that was bought at Walmart or Target could be resold on eBay for a hefty profit, as the retail shelves emptied the moment they were stocked. Success, or at least the illusion of it, was just so easy to attain. What this meant is that you didn't really have to know what you were doing, and you had a good chance to succeed financially. It was hard not to. All you had to do was be involved in a market that was constantly going up. As such, a lot of people started to really see their involvement with sports cards as a highly profitable side hustle. Many people who had never been involved with the hobby before approached it like it was Bitcoin. But of course, whenever almost any market spikes the way sports cards did, that constant increase is not sustainable. The forces behind that spike were not forces that are always there. Stimulus checks meant that a lot of people had unexpected money. Shelter-at-home policies meant that people had a lot more free time than they usually had, and many of them were just plain bored. Boredom led to moments of collective nostalgia seeking, and for many, sports cards was that hidden nostalgia. The situation was a unique moment, and that moment was a catalyst for a market spike that had no chance of being sustained long-term. As could have been foreseen, for almost every card you look up now, or perhaps like 95% of them, what happened next is that the values all came back down. There's exceptions to this, of course. I mean, a 1952 Mickey Mantle and an SGC 9.5 slab just broke all previous sales records, going for an insane $12.6 million in an auction. But exceptions like that don't speak much to the actual ongoing forces that affect the sports card market at large. Cards like that are in a realm where it's just a small handful of ultra-wealthy people playing their ultra-wealthy games. That's a whole different thing. During this sports card market value dip, which is seen by many as more of a correction than a dip, a lot of people who entered the hobby with a side hustle type of mentality moved on. They flooded the NFT market, or went deeper into cryptocurrency, or just cashed out what they could and moved on with their lives. With this historical context in mind, the question I really wanted to explore in this video is whether it's possible to succeed financially with sports cards nowadays if you're approaching it as a money-making side hustle. The short answer is yes, but that but is a really big but. So big that it's the kind that Sir Mix-a-Lot likes.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
During the value spike, things like your sports knowledge, your card knowledge, or awareness of historical context of the sports card market, these things didn't really matter that much. You were going to succeed simply because it was nearly impossible not to. There was no special formula to making money with sports cards at that time. Almost everything you could buy was a buying lower, selling higher proposition. But things are no longer that way. In order to succeed in making money with sports cards now, there's a significant amount of knowledge that you need, and your efforts need to be very aimed. There's no one specific approach that will lead to success though. It's not as simple as that. People who are able to succeed with sports cards financially right now are people who are grinding. Perhaps they're buying up collections in bulk to resell piece by piece. Perhaps they've discovered some arbitrage possibilities within some of the different sports card spaces they're involved in. Perhaps they've leveraged their social media to be able to have a large audience for the cards they sell. Whatever the case may be, those who are succeeding with sports cards at the present moment are those who are approaching things strategically and with better awareness of the market forces at play. So to answer the question as to whether sports cards can still be a side hustle in 2022, the answer is sort of. I personally would not recommend this as a good approach to take though. If your engagement with the hobby is inspired by purely financial motivations, there are much easier ways to make money. If, however, you love sports cards and you have the time, the energy, and the means to put in the grind, then there's plenty of possibilities that still exist. With only a relatively small amount of hobby capital seed money, I've been making a couple $100s per month during 2022 from sports cards, but the reason I've been able to make a little profit is due to very specific reasons. And lastly, I'm willing to put in the work. I enjoy the work. I don't think of it as work. I don't need to think about how much I'm making per hour of work because I enjoy my time doing sports card related stuff. It's because that's what I want to do with that moment in time. Even if money was not part of the equation, that's still what I'd want to be doing. Time that others may put into watching a movie or playing some video games or whatever other hobby they may have, that's the time I've been putting into my hobby engagement. I actually do have broader plans later on down the road, but for now, that's where things are at. For the average Joe looking for a side hustle income, I don't think sports cards is the space for you. You can probably make more money per hour doing DoorDash or being an Amazon Flex driver or whatever other side hustles that are out there. If, on the other hand, sports cards are something you love, there are money-making opportunities that exist in the sports card space. It's just not easy money by any means, so just have to keep that in mind. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Peace.